Good morning YouTube. Today's an exciting day because it's probably the first GT86 video I can film since around about March or whenever it was we dropped it off. We picked up the power plant. We are going to go up to the unit today, start stripping it down, getting it ready to be cleaned up, rebuilt, serviced, blah blah blah. I know I said it was going JZ, it's no longer going JZ, but you need to wait till we get to the unit to find out. So we're at the unit. As I said in the intro clip, we were going JZ, now we're not. Reason being, what I've bought is going to probably be a lot better off in the car. It'll keep the weight down. I was basically exploring options of loads of different 4-cylinders. I really wanted to do a Z20 let because that's kind of what I know. People would hate me for it, it'd be really funny, but I can't really find much info on them going rear wheel drive. So I looked into other options, i.e. the German SR20, and then Jimmy Oaks again started doing a build on one. So we now have a good 1.8T with an inlet that came facing the correct way, which was absolutely lovely. So a lot of people have complaints about these engines. The reason being, see all of this is probably Volkswagen's worst ideas yet. They had no need to do it all, but they did it. But fortunately, we will have none of this. So this will be good. It did come with a gearbox. It seems to select all gears, so we're going to get the gearbox off today and get that up on Marketplace, get some money back. So after a bit of fighting of the underneath bell housing bolts, the gearbox is off. It is rather dirty, but it appears to pick up all gears and spins nicely with no noises. So we might be able to clean this up and get some money back, which makes this lump even cheaper. So now I'll start getting off all of these unnecessary hoses. We've got charge pipe over here, a wee tiny baby turbo in there somewhere, and we'll just start pulling everything off it. So got the gearbox cleaned up. It's actually not bad condition, to be fair. As I said, it's getting all gears, so it's cleaned up. We'll let it drip dry then out. We'll get that pictured and on Facebook Marketplace. I've had an easier gearbox day than Jed because he's currently pulling his out of the Fiesta. Then what we'll do is, I've got the engine set up right nice next to my wee couch. Got my new flags up, looking lovely. And what we'll do is, we'll just take a nice wee seat and we'll start undoing all of the stuff we don't need. So, more or less, it's going to be a long block for the most part, but I'll probably leave the turbo manifold and the inlet manifold on, just so that nothing's going into the heat while it's sitting about. So, get this big charge pipe out the way. Wee back line going to the actuator. If that doesn't move, I'm going to cut it. Oh, it's off. There we go. So next up, we'll go for this one. I believe that's some of these Volkswagen clips that nobody likes. So we'll try and take this and just pry it in various ways. It's the only way that ever works to take them off. But that didn't work, so we'll get a screwdriver. Bear in mind, I don't actually need any of this, so if you're actually going to use this as a method of stripping your 20 valve, don't do it the way I'm doing it, because that's still not the right way. 2 seconds. The easiest option was to just take the clip out completely, and it probably still won't come because it's probably been in there since the engine was new. But oh, that's really in there. Let's see if I can get a wee prying device. Again, I don't need any of this, so don't do this to a car that you're planning to drive away the same night. I mean, it's moving. Please hold. With a little bit of anger, it's now out. So then we've got pipe up here. So we'll also need to remove that. So we'll just try and use the pliers. There is a special tool for these kind of clips. I'm sure I actually used it in my golf video, but Alistair's not in right now, so I can't go and get it. So let's try and move that off onto that hose and see if that will let us pull it off. And it did. Beautiful. Then we've got this section up here, which is also the same stuff. See, this is Volkswagen and the unnecessary hoses. So now I'm going to need to undo this clamp and then find wherever that's where that goes. Undo that, and that'll get this whole scenario out of the way. So I kind of cut ahead a wee bit. I've removed all of these already. The engine's looking a lot more bare. So we're currently undoing this bracket, and hopefully that will give us a clear run at a lot more stuff on this side of the engine. Well, turns out that's also the support for the dipstick, so that's going to need to be a case of reinventing the wheel there. But I'll pop the camera down, I'll get this off, and I'll see what that allows us to remove. So we've got all of this junk off the engine so far, and it's obviously cleared up this back section quite a lot. So what I want to do now is remove all of this, because the only thing I'm actually going to need here is the alternator. But even at that alternate looks cooked, so we'll buy a new one anyway. So we'll just get all of this off. That'll clear up the majority of this side of the engine. I'll be able to do away with the old oil filter housing as well, because I'll likely do some kind of sandwich plate to oil cooler filter scenario. We'll find that, and then we'll see where that takes us. Right, so buzz this off. Yes, I'm using the big gun for this. Who cares? Wunderbar. Now we can get these. Please don't judge, I'm doing this one-handed on an engine that's spinning. Please hold. One alternator removed, it just needed a wee two-hander, and that's no longer a 13, so I'm going to have to find a socket. So, aircon pump, won't need that where we're going, and it's Scotland, you don't really need it anyway. I'm going to need two hands for this, please hold. So, this is now starting to look like a rear-wheel drive engine. Got the engine mount off the front of it, we've got all the power steering pump, aircon off this side, all the unnecessary vac lines and stuff. As I said before, this we will do away with, modernise it a bit, make it a bit prettier, simplify it. Fuel rail I'm not taking off just now, because I obviously don't have anything to put in it yet, and I am going to get some gunk. The engine's going to go outside, try and clean it up as much as we can before we start pulling the head off it and blah blah blah. Still could be doing me getting the clutch off, and yeah, everything else otherwise is looking pretty good. Turbo's still on it again, just because we're going to be taking it outside to clean it all down. So as for what's came off of it, front engine mount, this, discard that box, that's Fiesta spares that I pulled out to help Jed, but all of this is unnecessary front wheel drive 20 valve stuff, and probably why 20 valve cars get such a bad rep. Every single one of these holes was brittle, was seized on, leaking. If you buy a car with that in it, it's going to be a nightmare to run. But we've also got this. This is the bracket that held the alternator, aircon pump and the power steering pump. So what I've done just now, just out of quickness, I've kind of roughly cut this section off. We will tidy it up and stuff, but the main reason being is because when engine mounts are made, I would assume Mr. Waddington will probably do them down here, and this just means that when that bolts into there, we can still have the alternator bracket in its OEM location, which also means an OEM tensioner can bolt onto there, meaning that my nice simple belt run of whoo, will just be nice. It'll be tensioned, hopefully it won't ping off all the time, and give us some good times. So that's how I just kind of got it stripped down. I've got some new flags up, getting the corner look a wee bit better. It will probably confuse a lot of people why I've went from the idea of JZ to 20 valve. Number one, cost. It's going to cost to build that engine what it will to buy a JZ GE out of a GS300 or something. So that's kind of like the main one. Secondly, not that I've actually properly drove one, but I like the way that everyone says a standard GT86 is dead light and snappy and stuff like that. I have no doubt that a JZ86 still drives amazing. I mean, the Shanahans are using them. It's becoming such a popular platform in competitive drifting, but I'm not competitive drifting. I just want to go out, have a laugh, and I'm hoping this will be the ticket to fun, kind of almost like old school Jap style, light, snappy cars, and it doesn't cost £5 if an SR20 does. So that's also a big bonus. The other kind of bonus of a 20 valve is this engine cost 200 quid. That's how much you see them popping up for marketplace all the time. 200 quid for a 20 valve. No matter what the engine code is, obviously you get different ones. They've got forged cranks, forged pistons, blah blah blah. Well, forged. Take with that what you will. I'm going to put Chinese rods in this, turn the boost up and see what we can do. But if you go out, you blow a JZ, you're minimum going to be another £1,000 to replace it. If I go out and blow that in such a way that Rodney's popped out the block, but head's fine, gearbox is fine, everything else is fine, it's going to cost me another 200 quid to get an engine. Which, when I'm trying to build this car in the most simple serviceability way, that's a big win. I would much rather have a cost-effective way of having a couple of long blocks spare, sitting, ready to go. That way, if we do decide to go and do like a weekend at Driftland, and I blow it up on the first day, it's a quick run back down the road, grab the other long block, take it up, fix it, done. You're not... I'm a tight hole, right? See, if I spend money on a drift day and my car breaks, I will cry. I will be grumpy. I don't want to be grumpy. So, 20 valve. I feel like I'm over explaining the 20 valve stuff. Yes, I will want to build a JZ down the line, 100%. There's no arguing that. Purely on noise alone, JZ best, right? But for now, while we're in the learning curve, if I can run 350 horse out of a 20 valve, keep the car light and snappy, that's all I really care about. So I think I'm going to tidy up, call that a bye for today. But next video will be taking it outside, cleaning it up, bringing it back in, stripping it down, seeing what the condition of the inside of the engine is. It does turn over, so that's nice. It's not a questionable one of whether it's seized or anything like that. Turns over, feels like it's got compression, so that's a good one. What the rest of the condition inside's like, still an unknown, so that'll be the next thing we get on to. So I don't know what the length of this video is like, whether it's short and sweet or if it's just me rambling on, but thanks for watching and keep an eye out. I'm going to try and get on to stripping that down this week.